things off with some explosive drama in the MMA world. So, UFC President Dana White is going straight for Jon Jones. And he's not holding anything back. Dana is calling out Jon, accusing him of not being honest about something major, his supposed retirement. Here's what happened. Jon Jones recently made waves on social media by claiming he already told the UFC months ago that he was retiring from the sport, and for anyone who knows Jon's wild up-and-down career, this came as a shock. He's had his fair share of controversies, fights cancelled, legal trouble, you name it. So when he posted that he had been enjoying life quietly after letting the UFC know he was stepping away, fans didn't know what to believe. In his own words, Jon said, "If the fight was done, trust me, I would be fighting. We started negotiating, but it was never done. My job was to sit back and be quiet. That's exactly what I did. I was enjoying my life." That should have been obvious to you guys. Classic Jon, trying to play it cool, claiming everything was handled behind the scenes, but Dana White wasn't buying it. At the post-fight press conference after UFC 317, Dana looked visibly annoyed and fired back, saying, "That's not true. I'm telling you the truth. Believe who you want to believe." That was a mic drop moment. Dana basically accused one of the UFC's biggest names of flat-out lying. In the world of fight promotion, where timing, negotiations, and media presence are everything, this is no small disagreement. It feels like another chapter in the never-ending saga of Jon Jones versus the UFC brass. Now we're all wondering, did Jon actually inform the UFC, or is he just trying to control the story after sitting out for so long? Whatever the truth is, one thing is clear: Jon's legacy is more complicated than ever. He's a legend, no doubt, but this kind of back and forth muddies his image even more. Moving on, we've got Conor McGregor reacting to Ilia Topuria's big win over Charles Oliveira. And you won't believe what he said. First off, Ilia stunned the MMA world by beating Charles and becoming the new lightweight champ. That alone got fans buzzing, but what really raised eyebrows? Ilia used one of Conor's old lines in the cage after his win. He said, "I can rest my balls on your forehead." Yup, that iconic Conor-style trash talk made a comeback, and guess what? Conor noticed. He jumped on X, formerly Twitter, and wrote, "Congrats on winning my old titles, Ilia." Then he added, he said he's going to rest his balls on Paddy's head too, fair play. Then surprisingly, Conor gave props to the fight and even complimented Charles Oliveira. Unlucky to Charles, styles make fights, you're a legendary UFC fighter, rest up. This was the same Conor who not too long ago had threatened Ilia with violent trash talk. During a previous livestream, Conor was wild, swearing, mocking Ilia, and threatening to slap him if they ever crossed paths. "Ilia a burro? I'll slap that little nose off him. I'm in Marbella, bro. Let's have a bare-knuckle fight. I'll cave your head in, you little short tip." It was intense. But now, Conor's tune has changed, at least a little. Some fans think he's being sarcastic, others think he's playing mind games. Either way, the drama between these two is far from over. Meanwhile, coach Javier Mendez, who has trained legends like Khabib, gave his 2 cents on a potential Ilia Topuria versus Arman Tsarukyan matchup. And according to him, Arman is the real danger for Ilia. In an interview with Submission Radio, Javier didn't hold back. He said people can throw out names like Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett, but none of them come close to the threat Arman poses. Arman would give Ilia the most problems. He won't just stand and trade, he'll turn it into a grappling war. That's where it gets real interesting. Ilia is known for his striking and knockout power, but Arman? He's a grinder, a relentless wrestler with insane cardio. He could drag Ilia into deep waters, turn the fight into a war of endurance. Javier added, "Can Ilia survive Arman's ground attack? That's the question. That would be the true test. And it's not a stretch." Ilia shocked the world when he countered Charles Oliveira's takedown mid-air. But Arman is a whole different animal. It's a stylistic war. Striking beats grappling, knockout power beats pressure, and pace. Fans are buzzing already. Now, let's talk about Sean O'Malley's wild reaction to Ilia's knockout. O'Malley, watching live, was absolutely blown away by the KO. "Oh, holy!" he shouted as the final shot landed. Then he got real. Sean admitted he was lucky that the UFC didn't make the fight between him and Ilia after he beat Chito Vera. Thank God Ilia didn't accept that fight, man, that would have been a nightmare. But then, he gave Ilia huge props. He's up there with Jon Jones. Knocked out Max, knocked out Charles, just landed a clean right hand, lights out. Then that left hook made it even worse. And Sean didn't stop there. He went into full fan mode, shouting that the UFC needs to make Ilia versus Paddy Pimblett. That's the fight to make. Ilia versus Paddy 100%. Let's go. Press conferences build up. It would be insane. He even said he was ready to call Dana White himself to pitch the idea. You could hear the excitement in his voice. It wasn't just hype for the cameras. This is the kind of matchup that fans dream of. Meanwhile, Jon Jones, yes, he's back in the news again, had to respond to some serious shade thrown at him by Tom Aspinall. Even though Jon says he's retired, Tom's been keeping the heat on. While in Vegas, Aspinall sat down with Ariel Helwani and dropped a bombshell. Jon Jones is not the GOAT. Failed drug tests disqualify him. Whoa! Tom didn't stop there either. He went on a full-blown rant about PEDs in MMA. If your job is to hurt another person and you take PEDs, you're a piece of shit. You shouldn't be allowed to fight again. He even compared it to bringing a weapon into a fight. Taking PEDs is like bringing a knife to a bare-knuckle fight. It's disgusting. Jon Jones didn't stay quiet. He clapped back on social media, calling Aspinall, "You silly goose. I never took." He insisted the evidence cleared him and that rule changes across all sports support his case. Call me the game changer. The history is messy. Jon tested positive back in 2014 for Turinabol, and his win over Daniel Cormier was overturned. But he's always claimed it was contamination, not intentional cheating. Still, this debate continues to rage. Can Jon really be the GOAT with that kind of past, or does his dominance inside the cage still make him the best to ever do it? Now, let's shift back to Ilia Topuria for a second, because the man is not slowing down. After UFC 317, Ilia sent a clear and savage message to Arman Tsarukyan, and it was straight up disrespectful. Why? Because Arman was sitting cage side when Ilia knocked out Charles, and apparently his reaction didn't sit right with Ilia at all. Ilia told Carlos Contreras Legaspi in a post-fight interview that Arman looked scared, flat out terrified, when he saw the knockout happen live. If he really wanted to fight, he would have shown it right there. He didn't. Ilia didn't just question Arman's courage, he basically accused him of ducking, and let's be honest, when a fighter calls another man scared on camera, that's a direct challenge. And this wasn't trash talk for show, it was a public dare. Now the question is, will Arman rise to the occasion, or will this warning linger, making Ilia look like the king of the division while others stay silent? Ilia Topuria is not playing games anymore. He's made it clear that if Arman Tsarukyan doesn't step up soon, he's going to lose the respect of the fans, fighters, and maybe even the UFC brass. This wasn't just about one post-fight moment. No, this was a power move, a psychological jab. Topuria basically told the entire lightweight division, if you're not calling me out, you're scared, and that includes Arman, even though people have been hyping him as one of the most dangerous contenders. Ilia is flipping the script. Instead of waiting for matchmakers or polite call-outs, he's saying, I run this now. If you want the throne, come and get it. And honestly, fans are loving this bold, fearless attitude, but at the same time, there's real pressure on Arman now. Sitting quietly ringside won't cut it. People are waiting for him to speak up, post something, respond somehow. Because if he doesn't, Ilia's words hit even harder, and Arman risks looking like he backed down. Ilia Topuria and Arman Tsarukyan, two absolute beasts in the lightweight division, might be heading for a collision course. Ilia, the precision knockout artist, and Arman, the relentless grappler with endless cardio, are total opposites, and that's what makes this matchup so electric. Fans and analysts alike are buzzing. Even if it's not official yet, the tension is building. Paddy Pimblett's also in the mix, and after Sean O'Malley's explosive reaction to Ilia's last win, the hype for Ilia vs Paddy is skyrocketing. That's the fight to make, Sean shouted, and he's right. Ilia's cool confidence versus Paddy's loudmouth, instant sellout. But wait, there's more. Sean casually threw out another dream fight. Islam vs Ilia needs to happen. That would be a masterclass in striking versus elite grappling. UFC fans are already imagining the war. At the heart of all this is Ilia's meteoric rise. Just a while ago, he was a hungry up-and-comer. Now, he's crushed legends like Holloway and Oliveira, and he's just getting started. Every knockout, every word, every stare, he's carving out a legacy. Meanwhile, in the heavyweight world, Jon Jones' GOAT status is under fire. Tom Aspinall's brutal comments about PEDs have sparked a heated debate, and Jon fired back, denying everything. It's emotional, it's personal, and it shows this sport is about way more than just fights. It's about pride and legacy. And Conor McGregor, he's throwing shade and respect at the same time. Is he passing the torch or plotting his next headline? One thing is clear, the lightweight division is on fire. Ilia is calling the shots, Arman is being pushed into the spotlight, Paddy and Islam are potential mega fights, and Conor, well, he might still want one last dance. Ilia isn't just here to compete, he's here to dominate. And if you're in his way, someone's getting slept. Stay ready, the next war is coming.